All right. Man, welcome to Living Testimony. You got Patches the Dread or also Vince here. But today I have a very special guest. I have an urban tale and living legend standing right before me. I was speaking to a buddy of mine, Lavelle Polk, and he said, if you say her name 3 times like Candyman, watch her bomb on your ass like an avalanche. I got an infamous Tonya B with us today. How you doing?
How you doing, sir? I'm blessed. That's the only thing I can say. I'm blessed.
All right. Listen, I love to be blessed. And today, what we're going to do is get into your story because you have a very interesting one. And we're going to walk through. I'm going to let you do most of the talking. I'm just doing this part. It's just a small guide.
Okay.
So for those that don't know the infamous Tonya B, tell us where your story began.
First, I want to say I was born in Dallas, Texas. My mama name is Fayhard Louise Cole, and my daddy name is Bobby Joe Bowers, Sr. And I have a brother named Bobby Joe Bowers, Jr. And I have a sister named Iona and a little sister named Tina Bowers. But me and my brother, we have the same mother and father. And let me take y'all down this journey. See, when I was young, my dad and mama separated. So my mom married Austin Cole, who was the good father, but he wanted to fight my mama, and that was a no-no. So he used to give us anything we wanted. So me and my twin, which is my cousin, Leon Gully, rest in peace, I miss you, and I know you right here with me. He used to be with us all the time. That's why people think we're twins. So I say, my mama say, where your toys? I say, I gave them to them kids that don't have no toys. And she said, well, you tell me and we'll get them. So being that I'm from Oak Cliff, my twin for South Dallas, we was all over. So we know people sell drugs. So I told my twin, I said, when I get old, I'm going to make a lot of money to help the young kids that don't have and the less fortunate. So it may sound crazy, but this is how I started selling dope. So when I started selling dope, I got into it, went to elementary. Let me take y'all back now. I used to wear dresses, and I hated wearing dresses. I hate wearing dresses. My Aunt Bert, may she rest in peace, used to give me all these dresses. And my cousin Tracy, I said, come get these dresses because, I ain't finna wear them. So one day, I took my brother's pants and shirt and changed out. I was going to William Brown Miller, and they had a lost and found. So I took that off and put it in there, and not knowing and forgetting, when we got out of school, ran into the car, and I was so short, and don't y'all laugh, I used to jump up in my mama's car, and she'll say, hey, my sweet red little baby. I say, mama. And I had my arms around her, and she looked at me, she said, where that dress that you had? I said, mama, they lost it and lost and found. She said, I'm gonna fit a lost and found your ass. So to make a long story short, and when she told me, she said, told my daddy, say, ask your daughter what she did today. I said, Dad, I'm sick of it. I don't like dresses. I don't like bows. I don't like none of it. And I don't want it. And he said, you don't? And I had no problem then. But moving along on up to when I was in the 7th, 8th grade, I went to school. My brother taught me how to fight, And see, I'm going to keep it 100. I was gay. I didn't give a damn. Excuse my language. I don't know if we can say that. I didn't care what nobody said because it was me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to say who I was with because they're probably married and got kids. That's irrelevant. The moral of the story is, where I was back then. I've been in it for real. Like I tell people, this ain't no game. This is an opportunity for me to give back to put in what you took out. And one thing, I ain't never did nothing to nobody that did something to me. So the moral of the story, as I was living that fast life, I ended up going to prison. I could have been on death row, but I got 12 years. And I did the whole 12 years because to all y'all want to be gangsters, want to be youngsters that want to think y'all in this fast life and y'all want to be behind them boys, it ain't what it look like. Ain't no guns, ain't none of that out there. So when I went to prison, because of who I was, I had to fight. Police just tried to kill you and all that kind of stuff. So I used to fight, so I got housed in SEG. And the warden told me, she said, if you give me 3 months, I'll let you see your mama with a contact visit. So I started being good. But this one stud, whatever y'all want to call him, tried me. That was the longest fight I ever had, the 12 years in my life, because I felt like I was fighting a booger bear or a wolf. And I promise you, her face was like the concrete with holes in it. But I mastered it, and I mean, hey, it is what it is. I didn't get whooped. And if I did, I'd say she whooped my ass. But the moral of the story, I just want y'all to know that it ain't about how you start, it's about how you finish. And when I got it and got out of prison the first time, I was out. I ain't gonna give y'all too much of the book. The main thing is right now is where I'm at. All the rest y'all will know when y'all read the book. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. I did a 20, a 12 plus 10. That's 22 years of my life. And look at me now. And I lost my mama when I was in prison. I done been shot, I done been stabbed. That's the worst thing that could ever happen to me. And then I come home, I lose my twin, which is my cousin, my heart. I want to cut the money off. I want to go back, but God said no. You know what I'm saying? Flipped over in my car 3 times and in the air. Then come out with a stretch. And I asked God, what is this? I got it. I ain't got no tickets. I ain't got nothing. I ain't have my everything straight. But all because a dude decided, because a girl told him, she got a girlfriend, he decided to put his hands on her. And I got to her, I said, what to do that? She said, I said, well, let's just leave. And in the process that he left, he reached my car. That's how I went back to prison. But look at me now. The devil tried to get me. I'm still here. I'm 53 years old. And I'm going to tell y'all something, man. On the 24th of this month, my mama been in heaven 24 years. And I was a zombie when I lost my mama. But see, I was the one in prison to help the youngsters. And see, it's crazy because I want to be a rapper, but God said, no, you're going to be a motivational speaker. And put me on a unit with nothing but kids. And I'm going to tell y'all youngsters, I just want y'all to please just listen and please take my words. Y'all might don't listen, but just think about it, because it's 15 and 16-year-olds that's locked up for life plus 20, 30 years. This is how insane the system is. And I'm telling you, it's real. They can't come to population till they 18. So I'm giving y'all something that I promise you can take to the bank.
No,
All y'all studio gangsters, all y'all fairy tales, y'all quit playing, man, because ain't nobody playing, and it's real.
Wow.
For all the real gangsters that's real, y'all playing a game that y'all don't want to be played. And I'm going to tell you something. Behind the walls, it's a whole new, and the women is crazy, but in the men's, it's crazy. Because you got to sit up here and men's getting raped by men's. You might get raped. You're going to be a bitch or you're going to be a man. 1 and 2. I'm going to keep it real. Just like if I go, it is. You're going to get your ass with whatever. But my thing is this, man. If I could turn back the hands of time, I would do it different. But hold on. God knew before I came out of my mama's womb that I was going to go through all of this to get to where I'm at. You know, I dreamed about this kind of stuff 5 and 6, 15, 20 years ago. If he would have gave it to me then, my mind wasn't ready. So now, and he put my sister, Miss Cotton Justice, in my life for a reason. And I'm going to tell you something, man. He'll put people in your life. You have to sit down, and the main thing is be humble, man. Be humble. You know, love overcome all. And I got to say, trust me, I have learned to forgive and forget and move on. Because if I can change, anybody can change.
Okay. So let me take you back a little bit, because I want to get a little clarity on your story. And it's lovely and it's heartfelt. But what neighborhood did you grow up in Dallas?
Oak Cliff.
Oak
That's
Cliff.
my hood. Put it in your face. Get that stuff understood.
Okay.
Oak Cliff Society, please represent. We like a gumbo, and the money gonna be spent. Putting it back in the hood to the people that help them. Oh, hold on. Oh, my bad, y'all. My bad. Hold up. Hold up.
All right. So what high school did you attend?
I went to Roosevelt, and then I got kicked out and couldn't go to now DISD school. But my daddy was staying in South Dallas, and we so happened to be at Angelo's. And I was kind of happy, though. Couldn't go there, had to go to school. But my daddy, he was a good Samaritan. So happened to see Mr. Hamilton. If you went to Madison, you know who Mr. Hamilton is. That was my daddy's friend. He tell me, oh, my baby girl and got put out of school and can't go to school and all this bullshit. That's how my daddy talked. Love my daddy. Miss Ham said, oh, don't worry about it. Put her over here. I'll get in there. So we in there. And remind you, my twin over there. So, man, I'm going to tell you something, boy. There I was. But when I got in trouble, I had to quit going. So that's the school, two schools I went to.
Okay, so Roosevelt and Angelo?
No, James Madison.
James Madison, okay.
In the Sunny
South Dallas. I know that
South.
school.
Mm-hmm.
So I mentioned when I met you, I said, say your name 3 times, and that's a Tupac lyric. It's like Candyman. So even as a kid, in my neighborhood off Keystone Pope, there was a legacy. And the one thing they told me, they said, this person named Tonya B, she whooped grown men. And you mentioned that your brother taught you how to fight.
Yeah, Bobby Bowers Jr.
Yeah, so
T.T. Bird.
So walk me through that. Walk me through that
look,
fight.
When we were young, we used to be in the house, and my brother used to put socks on my hand. And I was little. He used to box me. I'm talking about box me. I mean, box me. And one day I got tired of that shit and I started boxing his ass back. So that's where I got them hands from. You know what I'm saying? My brother Bobby Bauer, they used to call him Chi Bird.
What about that fight you had at school?
Which one? Which one? Well,
the one we talking about in the
okay, well, this dude, Sidney, that was my homeboy. Sidney Johnson we was at Holmes. And his cousin, Nathaniel, came up there. I'm in the office because we didn't got in trouble for something. So I'm up there. Mr. Williams called me up there. So Tony Lilly, which used to go with Derek Govan, was in there. Derek went in there. So Nathaniel coming there telling me, I'm up here because I want to see who this bitch is, excuse my language, named Tonya B, say she whooping niggas. I beat her ass. And I'm standing right here now. And I'm like, then I'm about this shorty. Y'all don't y'all laugh because I have growth. I said, like that, he looking like a giant to me. It looked like I had Tourette's. I said, who this nigga talking to? I said, who this nigga talking to? You know how people have Tourette's and they be, I said, say, nigga, I'm Tonya B. And I tell you what, nigga, meet me across the street after school at the park. He said, yeah, I'll be there. Now, Tony literally went told Derek Govan, mind you, I'm going to hold my motherfucking own. But when we got out of school that day, I promise you, and Lord know I ain't lying, it was dudes from here all the way here. You got who for to fight you? Michael Fennell, Clint Jr., Mark Mingo, Derek Govan, Bo, all them, Steve Harris, everybody, Byron, Dave. It was a whole bunch of us out there. I said, hold on, man, I got this. So when I went to that park, he thought I was playing. I just caught him. There it was. Tied out. And that's why I say that's through the high school. Now, when I went to Roosevelt, we used to go up there. We went to school, me, Kevin Jones, my other brother. We was in a class, and I'm going to tell you about this girl. Me, Kevin, my brother, Kevin Jones, KK, and Derek. We had this little group called the Fun Bunch. We sneak out and go smoke weed. So we go back in, and what's that man's name? He's an art teacher, and he had his long stick, and he talked real slow. So Mr. Inglewood, that was his name. So we come in there smelling like weed, and Cassandra, she going to say, oh, that smell like weed. And Mr. Eagle would say, the same way y'all came in is the same way y'all walk out. So he put us out. I just looked at her. Went to the lunchroom and slapped her. There it go again. Then the next thing, I got kicked out. I couldn't go to no school. It just, man, the thing is where I'm at now. And I'm going to tell you something, man. I lost my mama, like I said, in 2009. My mama knew. See, the first time I told my mama knew I was going to die or go to prison. But this time, my mama knew that I wasn't trying to go. But see, the thing is, I didn't understand that. I was so mad at God. I say, you say get out and live like a normal citizen. I ain't got no tickets. I ain't been in trouble. This and this. I'm working such. But the 10 years that I was there, got locked up this time in 2006. 2007, lost my Aunt Lizzie. 2008, lost my Aunt Bert. A year later, lost my mama. Then, 2010, I lost my homegirl, Shonda Turner, man. And then, my other best friend, Rose Gunner. See, and Rose had diabetes and had her legs cut off. God knew I couldn't be out here. I'm strong and been through a hell of a lot. You know what I'm saying? But God knew that I couldn't deal with me here and my mama gone. Not saying I was going to wild out. I could have just smoked some weed or driving or drink, even though I don't smoke weed, but I'm just saying, driving and could have just swerved off, hit somebody. So that's why God knew. And my brother was out there to deal with that. And then her boyfriend with Calvin, which I call my stepdaddy that she been with, and that's the only man that I know that really, really just truly loved my mama. He died of a broken heart. He died March the 22nd, right after her. And my brother was out here. God knew I couldn't handle that. The devil tried to come between me and my brother in so many ways, but it man say, it'll never work. And that's why I thank God for my friends, man, and my nieces. I got two beautiful, amazing nieces, LaQuanda Bowers and Rin, Dale, Nazella. And Nazella is named after my mama and Quanda's mama. So she's got all these angels over, man. I'm going to say this and I'm going to wrap this up. Unless he has some more questions. Get your house in order, love, follow your dreams, pray. And if you're not right there, whoever you pray to, don't judge nobody. And never forget where you come from and stay humble. If I can change, anybody can change.
Now that's listen, it's powerful and impactful. And so what I try to talk about on this platform here is I call it the Saul to Paul story as it relates back to scripture, but it's really about a living testimony. So you grew up amid the crack era. So you were living during the 80s and 90s and a part of the hustle and bustle in that.
Yep.
Tell me how that impacted the trajectory of your life.
Like I said, I knew that was a quick way to make money, so I started doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I thank God I never got caught doing it. But at the end of the day, it's nothing in bragging about doing it. But one thing when I was doing it, I never looked at nobody, never called them a dope fiend. I told them, you still a queen and a king. You just got a sickness that you don't understand and that God is going to work it out with you in your time and God's time. And I would tell them, you want to, you go take a bath. It's the girl named Peachy. We used to have an apartment. Peachy was 13, but she can cook. And everybody come through the hood, we would give the clothes to buy them. So I tell them, y'all go in there, take a bath. I say, make sure they get clothes because you can't look down. That can be you. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people. They forget who they are. You know, material shit, it's a blessing, but it's really, you can't go, yeah, it's nothing wrong with want to have nice things because when you work hard and do, you're supposed to have nice things. But don't let them nice things allow you to forget where you come from or look down on other people. Because I'm going to tell you, everybody's God's child. And I'm telling you, what I know now, I wish I knew then, you know. But that's why I love this me right here. Yeah. I don't regret that old me, because if it hadn't been that old me, I couldn't have been this diamond in this rough and this rose that's blossoming right before my eyes. And I know my mama proud of me. And that's why I say, boy, when my sister gave me that text and Stan wanted to interview me, I'm like, man, I got on my knees and prayed to God and I cried. And yes, our OG like me cry. Because some of y'all niggas got women that all y'all hard be talking about y'all don't cry. Quit lying, man. Y'all shed tears because it's one woman that have you bent, so quit front. It's okay. You can cry. You human. Some men think it's, no, you're human. So let it out because holding that stuff in is not right. It's toxic. You know what I'm saying? You got to let that stuff out. And I'm going to tell you something. It's crazy. And I want to say, man, Charlotte Green, iMac, Tony, Lil J, all y'all, man. I love y'all. Steve, Byron, Ty, Wayne, Tookie. Y'all already know who you is. Byron, my sister Monique. Hey. And you know what? Even though me and Sugar Plum, this is somebody that was special in my life. And Angie, Sugar Plum is no words that can explain. It was beautiful. I thank her and her daughter because they allowed a blessing for me to get an apartment in my name. Because with backgrounds like mine, that's why I'm telling y'all, go to school, man. Don't get in trouble because you ain't going to be able to get nothing, partner. You ain't going to be able to get nothing in your name. So this is an opportunity for me. You know what I'm saying? I keep it real. I ain't about faking and none of that. And Angela, this the one that held me down 9 years. Even though me and her ain't on talking Spanish, I'ma forever be there if she need me, just like Belinda. So with that,
So I got a question for you, and you've sprinkled us a little bit, right?
okay,
What would Tonya today tell her 16-year-old self?
I would have said, Tonya B, what you're doing now is gonna affect you. And what I would tell her too, that's not saying that you're bad or you're good, but thank you for being you to make me blossom into who I am. Even though what you was doing, we should have been doing, you should go to school, but I'm still keeping it 100. Thank you for transforming me into me, to who I am. But still, if I could have told you this back then, I said, look out, man, don't do that bullshit, that your ass going to jail. Like mama say, your ass going to the clinic. Don't smoke that, dog, but hey, it's from the earth. It's from the earth.
So the one
there.
thing that I'm unclear on, but you've touched on, is you said that you spent, what did you say, 22 years in prison?
I did a 12-year, and then I came home. I got out. I went in at 89. Came home in 2001. Went back in 2006. Came home 2016.
So what were you arrested for?
First for murder, and then I'm not going into details.
Okay, so both of those stints.
The second one was aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But God, though.
Yeah.
Look at me now.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
God.
And you mentioned earlier that during the prison stint you had some fights and people wanted to try you. They knew about your name. What was that very first day like, if you can recall?
Okay, when I first went the first time, when you go in there, and this show rule, I knew I was gonna have to hurry up and get out of here. Cause when you first go, they give you these dresses, and they tight right here. They call diagnostic dresses. And I said, oh man, nah, I ain't finna do this. I said, ma'am, I'm not wearing that. Y'all might be gonna lock me up. I don't wear a dress out there. So I ended up wearing a dress. So I had a long, my hair was cut short, and I had a long tail like the Mexicans. And when you go in there, and I'm gonna tell y'all, it's really humiliating because you in there with a bunch of nude women, and they tell you to raise your arm up, bend over, open your behind, all that cough. And then she cut this off. And like he was asking the question about fighting, when she cut it off, I slapped her and was fighting her. And there it was, it went to stay. And then as time went on, I slapped the warden, and the warden is like the president in prison. And I know y'all that know about being like said, I had to be the craziest person in Texas. And when I thought about it, and if you knew who her husband was, yeah. So that's where I was saying the laws because of my reputation. Then some of them because of my reputation and because I was a female. I was a gay female. For one, I was a female. I was gay and I was black. So that's 3 strikes right there. And some of those, they was prejudiced. So it is what it was. So that's why they would try to plant stuff. One, I had an officer on hobby plant a screwdriver in my cell to try to set me up, And that's why I tell people, I might have been locked up physically, but I was going to be damned if I allowed them to have me locked up mentally. I've been all over the world. I was in Paris. I was in France. I was in Europe. And you know what? That's how I made it with God and my family. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I used to fight the police because they would try you, man. It's just crazy. They would try you. Pull you out at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, ain't nothing open this time of night. Ain't no host. Well, I'm not going out there. I wasn't stupid. But then they knew that when they did bother me, they know they had to come with like 8 or 9 people. And I got my arm dislocated.
Oh.
Because I had a fight with the girl I was telling you about that face was like concrete. We was fighting, and I ended up putting her face in the toilet. So they picked me up. 2 big old men, Mr. Chance and Mr. Adcock, and slammed me out the cell, and my arm was dislocated. I didn't even know it until I was high. I was in Seg, and I woke up the next morning, and I couldn't get up and felt like a giant was on me. And I say, call the nurse and tell her to come get me and take me to the hospital. My collar was way out there, and I popped it back, and then they took me to the hospital.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
but then that was the first time. But this time, you know, I was mature, didn't get in trouble, none of that. But to go to show y'all how y'all pass, and that's why I say do not do nothing that you'll regret. Because even though I was being good, this time I went, they still judged me from the last time. So this right here happened, and I wrote a song about this. This officer was mad because I slapped him 25 years ago. Wow. When I was 18. You understand what I'm saying? So they did something. He blamed it on me, put me in cell. They come put me in cell. But the warden said, no, you a lie. She didn't do that. And let me out of cell after I've been there 2 weeks. So I said I can be mad or I can make something. So I made this little song. And it's just a little piece. I ain't gonna give y'all of it. It say, I know you're struggling, but you gotta put your head up. I know you're struggling, but baby, don't you give up. Know what I'm saying? Struggling behind these walls, trying to keep my head above this water. I was struggling, trying to keep my faith in God, but it made me wanna holler. Struggling, somebody pray for me because I needed some help. God did for me what I couldn't do for myself. Now, 20 years ago, I did a 12-year bid. They judged me from the psycho that I used to be back then. Tried to keep my sanity, tried to maintain. Feel like my heart was heavy, feel like I'm going insane. My mama died in 2009. I was sick. I'ma tell you right now, this just blessing. That's it, cause I was struggling.
Oh,
That's
that's
enough.
dope. That's dope. I
It's
love
real,
it.
man. And see, I said that because I said, no, I'm not going. They want me to rag like this. The old devil, but the angel in me and my mama and them, my mama say, baby, guess what? That ain't fit to happen. So that's why I transformed it in that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's
And
lovely.
I was listening to Joel Osteen Sunday, and he said, y'all got royalty in y'all blood. That's God's DNA. So I came up with this little chorus. I say, I got royalty in my blood. That's God's DNA. Let me say it one more time so you can hear what I say. I got royalty in my blood. That's God's DNA. Let me say it one more time so you can hear what I say. No weapon formed against me will ever prosper. Okay. 12 plus 10, 20 years of my life, and I'm free. 2023, you better watch out, because I'm about to take off like a rocket, caught and bended, no doubt.
Hey.
Yeah.
All
Hey.
right.
You know, I wrote that
Hey.
picture. Yeah, I'm like,
Hey.
yeah. This Sunday, that's my baby. Yeah, I'm telling you, yeah. This Sunday, sis, my baby. I would tell you, as I did, I write that this Sunday.
Yeah.
Listening to Joe Osteen, that's what I got there, yeah.
All right. All right. I love it. I love
I
it.
say, man, I'm here, bro.
I
I'm
like
here.
all of the clarity, and I like the message because you're really trying to speak to the youth, and you're trying to speak to those, and you keep reiterating, but this is the new me. This is the new me, and that's great. And I love that.
Yes.
I am a firm believer
Yep.
that when I talk about living testimony, part of a testament is going through it. If you quit, you don't get to finish. You don't have a testimony.
That's right.
You didn't quit. You kept going, and your testimony is not over.
Oh,
So I
no.
got one last question for you.
Okay.
You said that, you know, the lifestyle that you chose, the lifestyle that you led, got you shot up a bit.
Okay, I got, well, one of my homeboy, we was in South Dallas. I don't want to say his name because I don't know if he want to be, but anyway, one of my homeboy and my twin was with me. We standing in front, I'm talking to my homeboy, but out the corner of my eye, I see this dude running like this. He pointing, he shooting, I pushed my homeboy out the way, so I got shot. You know, and that's what happened. No, that's how I got shot. And then I got stabbed by my my girl's brother. Cause my girl had went to juvenile, and I told him, you ain't gonna go get her? He said, no, so there they go. Blop, blop, blop. He hit me in the head with a beer bottle, and I hit him in the head with Jack. He started stabbing me. That's how I got stabbed. May he rest in peace. But that's my boy. We good now. We was good. You know?
That's the life. Those are war wounds. And,
War wounds.
And you come from called South Oak Cliff, Texas.
Oak Cliff, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and let me say this too. When I went to prison this time in 2006, and I remember 6 months before I got locked up, me and my girl I was with at the time was pillow fighting, and I kind of got dizzy. And when I went to jail this time in 2006, you know, they give you checkups, they take your blood and everything. So I'm in my cell, and I'm sitting up there. They running back with a wheelchair. Little Bowers, you need to help them come to the thing. We got to get you to the hospital. I'm like, what you mean with the hospital? First thing, they say, look, when they say, look, Bowers, we need to get you. I'm thinking about my mama. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? But then they say, we need to get you to the hospital. I said, get me to the hospital. And all they said was blood. I say blood. I said, I'm going to tell you right now, I know everybody done had sex with, and if they dead, you going to pull them up because I know you going to go find all them. They say, no, your blood count is 5 when it should be 13 to 14. I had fibroid tumors, and I could have died from them and didn't even know it. And that woman said, you got angels over you because you ain't supposed to be alive. I say this because, man, I could have died in that fast life. I could have died. The devil couldn't take me out in the fast life, so he tried it 2 times when I came home, especially this time. He done tried it through my mama, my twin, and then me flipping over 3 on the ground and 3 literally in the air and not getting it. Say, man, keep the faith and just stay sucker free.
All right. All
Break
right.
charge to the BS, man, for real.
All right. All right. And the first thing that I said when I introduced myself, I told Tonya that I'm Larry the Mac James' son. And she said, I know that dude. I know that dude.
That's the OG, triple OG. I was little.
So it's been great talking to you. I want you to talk about some of the things that you're working on. I want you to plug in some of the clothing that you're wearing and the brands. I really want us to help our people.
Okay, see, this here is Oak Cliff Society, which is my sister's friend's, what's his name? Odell's clothing line. I want y'all to please support him because he allowed us to wear these, and it's an honor to me. You know, like I tell people, man, sometimes you got to put the BS aside because networking opportunities come. You know, everybody helping each other, man. It's a lot of black-owned business. It's beautiful, man. Support people like you want to be supported. And see, like, this is just, to me, inspiration because I always said I was going to have my clothing line, OCL, Overcoming Life Obstacles.
Okay.
And see what I'm saying? And see, that's all this stuff, my book, my clothing line, and I even wrote a play this time called 12 Years of Pain.
Okay.
But the book and the clothing line was something I thought about when I was locked up the first time. Like Lord said, I had to do what do you say? I had to come through a new approach for some old dreams. See, I know we all got dreams and goals. It's not gonna happen when we want to. It's gonna happen when God wanted to, when it's right. So now I'm gonna finish my book up, and I'm looking for the patterns and the stuff I want for my clothing on. First of all, to get them all, you know, patent so can't nobody steal them or whatever. And if y'all want to support, I got a cash app. It's $sign Oak Cliff Legend. Cause it's and for me to help me to go to finish this film school and all this to get more qualities. And as I look at this little guy, excuse me, no disrespect, well, Alex.
Yes.
Say I'm loving it because I know what it feels like to be behind that camera. But I had to take a little break due to, you know, going with my dad and stuff. And then I was working. I had to take me a little break. But I'm going back. So if y'all want to support $sign Oak Cliff Legend. But looking at him, it's just confirmation for me. Because you don't know what it feels like to even just be behind a camera. Sitting and just doing it. And the experience, you know. And then I was the oldest in all them youngsters there. I'm talking about some beautiful kids, man. Wonderful kids. You know what I'm saying? At film school, KD's Conservatory.
Okay.
KD's Conservatory is the greatest, one of the greatest, man, I recommend.
All right.
And all my classmates, Jason, Candy, I can't, boy, forgive me if I forget your name, but y'all know who y'all is. That was there with me. Some of the greatest youngsters with brilliant minds ever. And see, that's why I say if I had the knowledge I had now, I didn't know what I was missing out on. Because that's beautiful. I would have loved to walk across stage. I would have loved to be in the band. Because I would have loved to be in the step team. Yeah, I'd have had one. Yep, I'd have had one. So, man, stay in school, man. Get you your business. Start something while you're young. When you get my age, you can be your own boss. Because working 2 jobs, man, it's hard, but you can do it. You know what I'm saying? I just stopped working 2 jobs, but at the end of the day, and don't never be ashamed of where you come from, or if you ain't got this. Everybody needs somebody. And y'all that's lying say you don't, you do, so quit playing. Stop studying, just keep it 100, man. When you be yourself, it's gonna all come out, man. And people gonna support you for who you are. And all y'all game running, just getting this money to be bullshit, man, don't do that, man, because people work hard for their money, man. And if somebody supports you in what you do, you better not forget them.
So and I know I've said this 3 times. This
It's
is one
okay.
last question for real.
It's okay.
And that is, this city has been a great city to me. I no longer reside here. But in recent years, there's been a lot of serial killing, is what I'll call it. I mean, rappers and youngsters just sliding on each other, killing each other.
Yeah, man.
What words do you have for this generation?
For this generation, I would say to all the ones that want to be rappers, because I wanted to be a rapper. And I know that might traumatize y'all, but don't let that stop y'all dreams. Just move different. See what people don't understand, once you get at a certain level in your success as rappers or musicians or whatever, it ain't that you too good that you can't come to the hood. You gotta move a certain way, man. You don't forget where you come. You gotta move a certain way. If you know you this rapper and you know somebody, you gotta have security around you in some places, man. Don't be Superman and say, well, I can do this. No, you can't. Especially when you get to these higher levels. And see, people be thinking people trying to be better. No, this is the business. This is called business, and this is how the world works. It's business. It's nothing personal. That's how you got to move. Because like now, Cedar Hill, Duncanville, the suburbs, people getting killed just like in everything. They walking up to your doorstep, so you have to move. And my advice to y'all young artists and actors, do not give up on your dream, because if you keep going in the center, it's all going to work out. Because if we meant to die, we're going to die anyway. Don't be scared. Be brave. And I know it's a lot of people that don't have no voice, and that's why I'm going to be the voice for those that don't have. It's a lot of Tonya B's out there. It's a lot of me. I want to be the voice for anybody. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, with my dreams and hope, it ain't about having a lot of money. It's about having the money to have me a building where I can have like 5 different, where young girls got raped, where young boys got raped. I can have somebody over here that's working or doing that, they can relate. I can't relate to none of that. So this is what my money to put back and to help. That's my dream. You know, that's my dream.
That's amazing. Cotton, you got anything you want to share or plug?
This my manager.
Cute little matching out.
Say, this my manager right here.
Twins.
Yeah, this my manager right here.
We twins.
Yeah, this my manager representing.
What I would like to add is, like I have witnessed the transformation. I done heard all the stories. I done seen all the stories, but I also saw the redemption. And this is truly a story about when you set your mind to do the will of God, whatever that is. Because let me tell y'all something. And so to see this transformation of her working for the enemy to this light that's inside of Tonya, like for real. But let me tell you something. We come in peace, but stay prepared for war. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
It's always bubbling under the surface. But the beautiful thing is the amount of control that we have when people who don't know our history.
And we surround ourselves with
They
people
really
that
don't be knowing.
don't put us in the predicaments.
Exactly, because now we're peacemakers. We're
Yeah.
peace bringers. We are not our past. We are not who we used to be. And if anybody watching this broadcast and anything transpired between you and Tonya or me and you or whatever, you our age. We finna be 50s, all that. Now it's time to build. We spent most of our lives destroying. Now it's time to build. 2023, it's time to put all that aside and build, because we have left. Those of us that are left in Oak Cliff, our legends, we need to get together.
Amen.
Yeah, we all need to get together and be in the same space together. Forget what happened 30 years ago. Just think about how crazy that sound. You still mad at somebody because y'all had fought over a burrito in the school lunchroom.
And if it ain't nothing serious,
we got to do it for our young people.
That's right.
And just like Tonya dropped so many nuggets of wisdom in this interview.
Man,
above and beyond what I expected to hear. I'm dead serious. But it's much needed, because we the one got to bring the generation up. We can't get complaining about what they doing because they looking at us, the OGs. Okay. So there you have it.
Listen, I will say this, and I'm supposed to be the guy that's quiet and listening, but that was touching. You know, many guys I bring, and I got some people coming here shortly, but I mean, we kind of hide from the camera. I like talking, so I don't have to be on the camera because I don't put in my work too. And I feel like I'm still young. But it is, you're saying the right things. I go back and I look at Los Angeles. I got family in Compton. I got family in Los Angeles. And if you look at their OGs and their double OGs and their triple OGs, I mean, they're just now coming to the realization that, yeah, we have to forgive. Yeah. We have to get over it, because you are talking 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Their first murder was 69. Right. So it's like when we're stuck on it, and we've all lost on all sides. Listen, I talk about Larry Back James. My father got shot all up and robbed, and he told his story sitting on that very couch. And so everybody, I mean, we all lost people. We all lost. So now let's build.
That's right.
Now let's build.
That's right. And I agree with that, because like I tell people, anybody that's coming to something and that's going to support me, if you got problem with somebody, put that to the side, and that's, we got nieces, nephews, kids, and everything. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. And I want to say this, man. I have kids that I didn't have, but Mardisa Hennessy gave me the blessing to raise, to love two beautiful kids like they mine. And I got a beautiful grandbaby named Mecca King St. Jude. That's my baby. They're mine. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm proud of them because they good. And at the end of the day, I had to say that. Now let me bag on back. All that bullshit, let's build. Let's make a gumbo, man. Let's come together. We all black, man. Even if you're white, green, orange, it ain't about race, but I'm talking to us. Because we the ones that's behind, man. Y'all get mad because the Iranians, you know why they come over here? Because they know we're going to kill each other, so they ain't got to do it. So they going to come over here, we'll get rich. They get business opportunities, get business degrees, and pay it back and keep doing it. They flip it. Just like in the game, you flip it, they flip it. My thing is, man, peace and love, man. Man, I can't even, it's words I can't speak. Nuki Sue, Tracy, Renee, all y'all, Bugatti, Quack, Trey, I love y'all, man. I told y'all I'm going to be the one. Watch. I'm going to get us up out of here.